Mistake number 3 is relying too much on imaging. So MRIs, X-rays. Now, straight off the bat, they are useful. They are worth having because they will give you answers. And what they do is they go into the mix with this questioning and answering process. So when, again, I get people that come through on my online consultation, when they start working through the process, those are included in. Because if there is a very obvious disc bulge in an MRI scan, then we can understand that there is pain being triggered by the bulge. And we need to take that into account with regards to movements, postures, positions and loads that we're using throughout the day and the exercises that we're using throughout the day. But what also goes into that are the movements, postures, positions and loads that trigger it. Are they the obvious ones? Is it flexion, which is a very obvious movement or posture pattern that can trigger pain? It doesn't always happen, but it can. So is that there, or is it a slightly less obvious one of something like spinal extension or hyperextension that's doing it? Because again, there's no set pattern. If there is a disc bulge there that shows up on the imaging, what is the associated movement pattern that triggers it? Because again, it's not always the same. It can be a lot of flexion, but it can also be other things. There can be sort of a pain trigger with loading and the compression around the disc as well. That could be triggering it. There could be obviously nerve symptoms that come with it, but are they associated in the various different tests and assessments that you're doing? So again, this all needs to be sort of put into the mix. So we can't just rely on the images because they are a static image. Our lives are movement and function. So we need to be able to understand that alongside it. Because what can happen is if you see, let's just say, a disc bulge in an image and you go to a one-size-fits-all type idea, well, it's then, okay, we need to be in this position and we need to do this exercise and off we go. And there's no consideration for the movements and the postures that do it, or that trigger the pain, I should say. Because what can happen is with a disc bulge, okay, the general idea, flexion is a problem. Okay, so we need to get you to reverse that. We need to get you into extension. But also extension can be a problem. So if we get you into the extension posture, then you could be causing the problem, but you've been told it's the solution. But without understanding it's a problem, you'll always think there's something wrong with you because the exercise isn't working. Whereas that's not the case. What's actually wrong is the understanding that the image held all the answers. And what we need to understand are the movements and the postures and the positions that come along with that. Because we can understand that there's a disc problem, but there may be a lot of muscle sensitivity around. Because the nerves are all sensitive because they've been triggered by the sciatic nerve that it's bulging against. And a lot of the muscle sensitivity and tension could be causing a problem. So there may be a process of calming that down, which helps you understand, okay, well, 80% was coming from the muscle sensitivity. Only 20% was coming from the lower back pain. Because when I sorted out the muscles, the pain went right down, or the pain trigger went right down, or the pain intensity went right down, or the pain duration went right down. So we can start to understand that the muscles were contributing a lot. But we won't understand that until we've gone through the process. So we have to understand all these different things to be able to build in place what the specific and tailored plan is for your specific lower back pain.